What is going on, everyone? It's Manny from BackCourt Violation hitting you with another video today. And this one is going to be the last of the Western Conference matchups, but it's going to be the first Western Conference game tomorrow. It's the Utah Jazz versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I'm really interested in this one because, I thought Utah would make the playoffs this year, but I thought they'd be the 8th seed. I thought it was either going to be them or Denver in the 8th seed. I did not see them being the 4th seed. That's crazy. I thought Oklahoma was going to be the 4th seed. I'm surprised they got to the 5th seed with how bad they played at the end of the year. But so let's just get into it. The Utah Jazz are, in my opinion, way better coached than the Thunder. I don't think Billy Donovan knows how to manage egos, and I'm looking at it now with, how it's not gelling really with Paul George and Westbrook and Melo. Even though they have got Melo to accept that role, I'll give Billy Donovan that one. Something just isn't working, at least in the regular season. I do think the Thunder are better built for the playoffs because, I just would imagine in a 7-game series, it'd be harder to stop 3 superstars. That's just my thinking. I feel like in an 82-game season, they may all not be feeling it, which isn't good because that's an effort issue, and you should never have an effort issue. But I digress. I think that Quinn Snyder is obviously the better coach. What he's been able to do with this team, obviously without Gordon Hayward, who left for the Celtics, to keep them in the playoffs is crazy. And I didn't see Donovan Mitchell doing this. Truthfully, when they picked a guy, I had heard about him at Louisville, but I didn't watch Louisville a whole lot because I'm not a huge Louisville fan. Just with all the scandals that's happened over there, it's just I get a weird vibe when I watch him play. So I kind of stayed away, and maybe that's why he went under the radar for a lot of these guys. Maybe people thought like I did, like, oh, I'll watch a different game, But if we're talking true Rookie of the Year, he's the Rookie of the Year, in my eyes. In my opinion, Ben Simmons is a rookie. I didn't think Blake Griffin was a rookie when he won it over John Wall. Like, that should have been John Wall's award. If not, you do co-MVP. And I don't have a problem with them doing that with Mitchell and Simmons. But, if we're talking true rookie, then, hands down, it's Donovan Mitchell. The closest to that would either be Tatum or Kuzma. But, anywho. So, for Quinn Snyder to be able to take this team with, Joe Ingles, and they just picked up Jay Crowder, my boy. Love the way he plays. Ricky Rubio is actually having his best season of the year, and I thought that was an underrated fit. I thought for some reason maybe it was just the culture in Minnesota, but we all knew it wasn't working out there, but he fits the Spurs system, and that's what Utah runs because Quinn Snyder is a disciple of Popovich, just like Budenholzer in Atlanta, who might be going to Phoenix. Keep that in mind. Stay tuned on that. But so I always thought Rubio fit those systems better because we all know he's not a great shooter, although this year, which is why he's having his best year of his career so far, he's been shooting the ball really well from 3, from mid-range. He's always been a driver and he's always been a passer, and he's always been one of my favorite players in the league, and I love to watch him. I like one of my favorite move of his is when he does the dribble drive, and he'll dribble in the paint, and then he'll make a circle in the paint, and then go up, from the 3 to the top of the key. He just in a big circle. It's like an 8. It's hysterical because you just see the defender just following him the whole time. But anyway, so for Quinn Snyder to be able to get literally everything out of these players, Favors is having a good year, which is good because some years he's better than others, and this is one of the years where he's doing better than normal. Gobert, since he's been back, has been the Rudy Gobert we all know, Defensive Player of the Year. Joe Ingles, obviously, been doing his thing. Dante Exum, who pretty much missed the whole season, but since he's been back from his ACL injury, he's been playing really well. And I've always been a big Exum fan. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be that player that I thought he was going to be out of the draft, but I still think he's going to have the potential to be a really nice, really nice role player, if not, if not a starter. And then, so getting into Oklahoma now. Yeah, very underwhelming regular season. Even though they finished with that 5 seed, very underwhelming. Like, I think with a team like this, you gotta expect 50 wins, no less. Especially with what Westbrook was able to do alone, um, last year. And then you add, not only do you add Melo, who shouldn't hurt in all honesty, especially since they got him to buy in. Like, he shouldn't be hurting the team. But you get Paul George. I mean, what better replacement for Kevin Durant than Paul George? Is not. I mean, it just fit wise. It seemed like it should have worked. And there are times where it looks like, oh, this is the perfect match, and then they have those games where you're just like, what am I watching? Why are they losing? Like, this team is way too good. Like, you literally have 3, if not. And truthfully, Steven Adams is like one of the most underrated big men and players in the league. If I'm building my team, he's my center, straight up. I don't care. Like, the way him and Westbrook play, where they're going to basically play football out there, that's what I like to see. I miss how basketball was in the 80s and the 90s, and even the early 2000s, all the way up to, like, Vince and AI, those were the best times, in my opinion, for basketball. And they play that rugged style, how the Knicks used to play back in the day with Oakley and Starks and, like Ewing, obviously, and Anthony Mason, like dogs, Larry Johnson, like we're coming for your neck, and that's what I love about Westbrook and Adams is they both play like that, and they both thoroughly love each other. I think one thing that could hurt the Thunder in the playoffs is what has been hurting them at the end of the regular season once Roberson got hurt. I think obviously he's not coming back, so I think they're gonna miss his defense because it is the playoffs, and this is, if you're ever gonna play defense, it's now. But they've got that rookie Terrence Ferguson from Australia, and he's been playing really well. I'm a big fan of his. Actually, it's funny, when they drafted him, I said to my friend, I was like, this guy reminds me exactly of Roberson, but with a better shot. And I think we can all remember that one night that he popped off. I think it was like 10 threes or something like that. He just had a great game and showed what he's truly capable of. And ever since then, he's not doing that, but he's still been playing really good ball and consistent and pretty much what you ask for a rookie to do. He comes in and he's a spark plug. Then they got my boy Jeremy Grant off the bench and Alex Abrinas off the bench. So I mean, you look at this team and you say, what's the problem? I mean, Patrick Peterson, oh my God, he's a hell of a player too. Great role player. We all know what he did with Toronto, but so I'm gonna go with the Thunder are gonna win this series. I think it's gonna be very, very close series, and I'm gonna say Thunder in 6. I could see it being 7 games, and even with Quinn Snyder being the better coach, the playoffs should be about the superstars. Like, and the Thunder have more. You have to imagine they got to do something at some point. So, it's the playoffs and it's got to be now. And that's just what I'm thinking. So, all right, guys, like I said, I'm going Thunder in 6. Tough decision, though. Real hard one. All of these matchups have been hard to pick for the most part. But, all right, stay tuned. We got 3 more videos coming. So, 2 more videos coming. So, stay tuned. Hit like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one.